Hello and welcome to JT, or no, not JT Flaherty, Sonny Shepherd Memorial Gymnasium here at Delone Catholic High School. This is Bill Smith. At the moment here with Tony Weaver, we're going to begin to broadcast the wrestling match with Littlestown Thunderbolts. We're going to have Bob Gano here in a moment. He
Hopefully,
actually,
hopefully really short time.
yeah, well, he actually was roughing the junior high matches here, so he's going to transition over, which I'm just glad he's here. I'm glad it was nice and convenient for him.
He's the one. He's the expert here. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll try to read down this roster that we got here.
Okay.
For Delone, it looks like they're going to forfeit at 106 and 103, and then the rest of the night they got Brett Leonard at 120, Artem Ricart at 126, Nick Carpenter, Harrison Cole, Fernando Gonzalez Pena at 132. The same three at 138. So somebody's going to sit out there. Tate Nieder is filling his usual spot at 145. A.J. Knobloch and Robert Prezenza both at 152. Carol Denish at 160. Bryce Leonard at 170. Michael DePorter at 182. Matt Carpenter at 195. And newcomer Nick Groff at 220. And at 285, Zach Groff. Over for Littlestown, we got Connor Brown at 106 and Austin Wrestler at 113, and they're probably going to receive the forfeit, like I said. Aiden Dillon comes out at 120. Tanner Truesdale at 126. McKinley Dell at 132. Mason Hurst is also listed there. Colby Hall at 138, along with Ashley Hensley. At 145, we have Jacob Ely. 152, we got Maurice Lockman. 160, we have Tyler Reck. 170, we have Jason Peaton. 182, we have Austin Hefner. At 195, it looks like Littlestown's going to forfeit that weight. And then at 220 against Nick Groff will be Jeremy Geppert. And Cordell Irwin is going to be the heavyweight. So, Bill, that looks like what the lineup's going to be. So it looks like we're going to have, out of 14 possible matches, we're going to have 11 tonight. Looks like Littlestown's going to forfeit one, and Delone's going to forfeit at least two. There's some question as to whether Nick Groff's going to take the mat here for 220, although the manager told me he was. And here we got Coach Gano coming up the steps here. He will be filling in here for me quickly, and I will be at the side in case somebody here. Coach Gano, who just did the junior high match, is going to take over for me. Coach, let me bring you up to speed here. What we did, I read the lineups the best I could there. We got the bout sheet in front of you. And right now I'm going to turn it over to the guy that knows a little bit more about wrestling than I do, Coach Bob Gano, referee Bob Gano.
And just as the lights are coming down, it looks like we're going to be able to see the Delone wrestlers enter the gym. They've been doing some of their warm-ups in the wrestling room, which is, again, their second home during the winter months and even sometimes during the rest of the year. Yeah, I believe the pretty official starting time is going to be 7 o'clock this evening. As we get everybody situated in.
Sorry, guys, I'm trying to find my glasses so I can
Oh.
help you.
I didn't get to see much of the junior high matches this evening, but it's always good to see.
The official was excellent.
That much I can believe.
It's going to be tough to beat that, you know? Yes, there were.
Yeah, after tonight, our next broadcast is going to be next Friday, the 11th, back here for. Oh, the boys are playing Hanover at home on next Friday evening, and we'll be actually doesn't matter to any of you. We'll probably be on the other side of the gym.
We have coming up. We have on the 22nd. We have the big Delone Catholic York Catholic rematch here for girls basketball. We also on the 23rd of January, Dover's here to wrestle Delone, and the Dover's very, very good. Coach Gano has now found his glasses, so he's coming. He'll be coming back on the air for me, and I'll be right beside him here, trying to help with some of the match scoring.
I remember from the type of wrestling I referee, I'm often encouraged to get new glasses or to clean my glasses. Some of that's in jest, I hope.
There are nights I think maybe I should have taken these onto the mat.
I just said I know some of the pro wrestling stuff that I do. I'm often encouraged to get new glasses or to clean the glasses I'm wearing. But that's mostly in jest, as the performance isn't quite the same competition as it is here.
Okay, so it looks like we're starting at 160 pounds. Well, okay.
As the program allows me, I can get this to 160 and get us started. There we go.
Well, it looks like the Squires are still light down low, missing the first two weight classes. Yeah, 195. Oh, okay. The other kid's afraid of Zach.
Yes.
Oh, greetings from better weather than South Central PA.
I think also earlier I heard that there's probably going to be some Littlestown viewership from North Carolina. I think a parent approached me earlier this evening asking about how to get in touch with the feed here. And again, of course, if you're watching, you've found it, but it is on the YouTube channel for Delone Catholic High School, just Delone Catholic. Look up the YouTube channel, and if you're watching us live, it's going to be the one live stream that's out there. Following the broadcast, these things get archived automatically, and it'll be up there and able to be watched and sent around to friends and family at any moment in your leisure.
Well, let's hope we can give them a good match and a good performance tonight.
Now they're one of the more local districts to us, so we overlap some of our kids with their kids, and there's some familiarity between the schools. I know, especially playing football. I played on Littlestown's field, second only to Delone's, I think, for the number of times. I know growing up, 5th and 6th grade, Littlestown had two different teams. McSherrystown had the one, so we'd play a game in Littlestown every week or every year. So there's a lot of kids that know each other, kids that run into each other, work their nighttime, evening, weekend jobs together.
Yeah, well, you played on a field that's no longer in existence now. The Bolts are getting a new stadium, so turf next year, so that ought to be interesting.
That is certainly a change from the
the baseball field.
Yeah, having to be in the baseball infield in the mud all the time.
Well, here come the Squires. Looks like we got 15 of them out there tonight. That's a little better numbers than we had the last match. Good to see.
It is a no, especially with apparently Nick Roft is new. And I know Fernando, I don't think he wrestled yet, anything that I've seen. He's in one of my classes, but Fernando Gonzalez Pena, he's a exchange student from Spain. So to see him in there's a little bit of international flavor. Yes, I believe the only audio that we're gonna have in the gymnasium today is gonna be with Mr. Bonnets and the initial announcements.
Okay.
Well, perhaps
see the answer to our prayers. It's a great name for a wrestler.
Yes, it is.
Be some interesting strategy there for.
And we'll be back after the national anthem.
Okay, the officials getting ready to flip the disc to see who's getting choice at the bout that they would choose to here tonight. Looks like Littlestown has been given that choice. A little bit of strategy. They're going to be able to pick where they would like to go. I think I heard Littlestown is going to have choice in the even bouts. So that means that Delone Catholic will have to send first in the odd bouts, and the Bolts will be sending first in the even bouts. So obviously the first bout of the evening is 160 pounds, and that meant the Squires had to send here.
Yeah, I believe that's Robert Pertenza.
Sounds like he's wrestling Maurice Lockman. So we have Partenza and Lockman to open the evening. We have a half shot from Lockman. Partenza goes with a cement job. Takes him right to his back. So he's got a takedown, looking for a fall here. He's turned at least 3 back points. And it's looking close to get a fall. Right now he's perpendicular as he should be. That's where the desired location if you're going to look for a fall from that position. Looking pretty close right now. Settle in. Referee's looking close. Must have.
And there's a fall.
And the fall for Partenza. So we have a 58-second fall to begin the evening. Puts Squires up 6-0. It's looking like at 170 pounds, that is one of the better kids for the Bolts, Jason Penton. Jason was a regional qualifier last year. I had the good fortune of working with Jason when he was a young kid in my club, and he's going to get a forfeit, and that's to be expected. You know, I like that matchup, the strategy that the Squires employed there.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate that, you know, some wrestlers don't get to have a match, but you do want to put people up against somebody they can have some success with.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the coaches the tasked with trying to get a win for 14 kids rather than just one, and sometimes you got to make those moves. It's going to benefit your lineup. So it looks like we have Mr. Leonard out there. And maybe Austin Hafer. They're in a front headlock situation at present. And they're going off the mat. Bryce Leonard has taken two attempts, and he's going to get that takedown. Third time was a charm for him. He just kept after it, making a mat return. Looks like he's looking for a cradle, and it's got a locked hands call right now by the official. So because of that, the match will be stopped. And that's a technical violation. 1 point for the Bolts. I thought I saw that earlier, so the Squires dodged a bullet once, but not the second time.
Is there any warning, or is that just a point call?
No, it's penalty chart goes right to a penalty point. And what that's designed to do is stop, if you're locking your hands, stop your opponent from being able to get out. They're preventing that. So Bryce is riding tough on top right now. Picked an ankle up. Like to see him get under the arms a little bit. Riding parallel right now, and the Littlestown wrestler is attempting a shoulder roll. Looking like a half Nelson is being put on, but the Littlestown wrestler keeps getting to his feet.
With 10 seconds left in the first period here.
See if there's it's big for him to ride this period out. Okay, we've got unnecessary roughness, and that's 1 point for the Bolt again. So now we've got a 2-2 score. That really, just as I had said, I was hoping the Squires could ride that period out and be up 2-1. So that point with under 10 seconds left, pretty big. Now we definitely want to ride him here this period. Picked an ankle. And he's going to survive. So we got through this first period. And it looks like Leonard is a little inexperienced on the top position. Maybe.
And I don't know how long he has been wrestling. I'm not.
Yeah, I think he's doesn't have a whole lot of experience, but good athlete, plays on the football team. So he's going to take the bottom position. And Mr. Hafer is going to give up an escape. So we've got 1 point escape for Leonard. Now we've got 3-2. I think this is really where Bryce Leonard would like to be, is back on his feet again from the neutral position. Got some hand fighting in there. Really looks like Littlestown wants to get a front headlock and go behind. Spin behind. His elbow's a little deep. Trying to spin behind, but Leonard has his elbow. Little inexperience on both parties here. We're back in the center of the mat. Looks like we had a locked hands call for this against the Bolts in that exchange. Make it a 4-2 margin at this point. I didn't see the referee make the signal, but I think Coach Weaver did, so. Okay, we got 45 seconds left in the second period, and we believe the score is 4-2, although that's open to debate right now. Leonard with the shot, and Hafer sprawling hard. I think Leonard's going to get the takedown here. Not yet. It has not been awarded, but he's close. He's got to cover that other hip right there. He did. So we've got a 6-2 margin. And he's still got a half Nelson in. Going to try to run him over, and he's got him on his back. But he's going to run out of time, and he's got a 2-point near fall. 2-point near fall is when anything less than 5 seconds. You have to have a 5 count to get 3 near fall points. So I'm not sure whose choice it was, but we're back in to begin third
right
period.
away.
We're neutral. And Littlestown's going back to that front headlock. They're really going to that. He hasn't had a lot of success.
Even if he doesn't have a lot of experience, it doesn't surprise me that Bryce is doing pretty well. With his build, he seems to be a pretty natural wrestler.
Yeah, he's staying in a pretty good position right now. Hasn't beaten himself yet. That's very important. When you're inexperienced and you make one mistake, sometimes that can be fatal. But Littlestown's struggling. They're trying to go behind with the snap down and spin. And he's not able to complete it at this point. If Leonard gets his head up, he can, and that's what happened. Got his head up, got the takedown right to his back. He should be in position for a fall. And there we go. That's a big win for the Squires there. So I believe that the Bolts will be forfeiting here at 195 pounds. Littlestown coach is indicating that Delone had to go first and send. But I don't think they have anybody to go at 195 that's eligible, and that's correct. So, do you know who just took that forfeit, Bill?
Could have been Matt Carpenter.
Okay.
Yeah. Or DePorter. Let's see who might be coming up with. Yeah, this is Matt Carpenter coming up now.
Okay, so DePorter took the forfeit, 195. 220, we're going to have Matt Carpenter and Jeremy Gebhardt. And there's Carpenter with a fireman's carry for the first points of the evening in this particular match. Pretty nifty technique. Gebhardt got to his feet, earned the escape, turned and faced, and they're back neutral. There's near arm far leg again. Technique's got him 2 takedowns at this point, so we're 4-1 Carpenter. Carpenter lets Gebhardt up, gives him an easy escape, so it's 4-2. I think he's going to go back to trying to make some money here with that fireman's again. Right now he's taking a double leg attempt and he's flat on his belly. Littlestown's not able to capitalize at this point. Littlestown wrestler got out of position, and so we've got a takedown 2, and I'm not sure whether he awarded 2 back points or not.
I'm just trying to keep up with the scoring on the graphics. This is.
Yeah, I think that was the correct call. Yeah, and it's a new rule this year for out of bounds. If his knees hit the white cylinder there, even if the kid's out of bounds, that's out of bounds at this point. From neutral, it's your toes. And if that sounds confusing, it definitely is. Now we have a shoulder roll from Littlestown, from Gebhardt. He's out for one. And the first period comes to a close with the Squires, Matt Carpenter leading 6-3. Okay, looks like Coach Walls is at the table. Looks like he's got a weigh-in sheet, so well, if Carpenter weighed in at 195, he is eligible to go to 220. He just can't weigh in at 182.
Okay.
So his stripped weight must be above 182 even. Actually, with the 2-pound growth allowance, it would be 184 pounds he has to weigh. Christmas time, Santa comes and all wrestlers get 2-pound growth allowance from the flat weight. Looks like the two coaches are trying to sort it out here. We've got a break in the action. Again, after first period with Squire, Matt Carpenter leading 6-3. It sounds like Coach Walls' assertion is that this isn't an eligible wrestler by weight class for the Squires, and if so, that would lead to a forfeit. And Littlestown would gain 6 points. However, if the Squires coaching staff is correct, then we're good to go, and it's 6-3. But the weigh-in sheet should determine that. This should not be a real hard decision. Well, folks, I'm not sure what to. This has to be done before the completion of before the start of the next match. So let's say that Delone had put out a kid that was ineligible, and the next match started. It's too late. Okay,
but
they can make their case here, and if so,
during the
Delone would not be able to pull him back and wrestle him in another weight class. So I'm anxious to see what's going on here. Might need Coach Weaver to go to the scorer's table and find out what we looks like. He was an ineligible wrestler is the only determination I can make. But if so, they're going to have to, they're going to have to raise the boy from Littlestown's hand. But it did not look like Matt Carpenter was a happy individual as he left the mat.
But to know him personally, that was better than it could have been.
So right now the officials should be getting this. Okay, looks like we're going to 285, but I'm not really sure what the resolution.
Yeah, I don't know what the rolling is for the. Yeah, there has been no movement on the scoreboard.
Bill, let me try to get some clarification by going down there.
Okay, certainly. They're still trying to work things out. Actually, Coach Gano is going to go down to attempt to have the decision explained to him so we can get that explanation back to you. Yeah. Well, we are getting ready for the 285 match, and that's going to be Zach Groff. Yeah, it appears that the referee on site here is actually double checking with Coach Gano to see what the proper course of action was. And it's one of those weird things, having just transferred back into the York area, the York League. Coach Gano, although he's reffed college and state championships, college matches and state championships, he's at the moment a little bit below the norm on the pecking order in the county because he just came back into the league. However, anybody around knows his knowledge is top shelf. But we have Zach Groff out here at 285. And as I reset the scores, and hopefully we can get Coach Gano back here to give us an explanation. We're still in neutral position for both wrestlers in the.
When we get a break in the action, I'll try to explain what happened.
Okay, right now we have.
I believe Littlestown should get 6 points for what just occurred because that was an ineligible wrestler.
Here we appear to have some. Oh, now we do have a takedown by Littlestown. And perhaps a reversal.
Looks like we got a reversal for the Squires. Close to getting a fall.
Groff is in a very good position.
And
he gets the fall. So Zach Groff does get the fall here, gets the pin in the first period after being a little bit
Okay, so what occurred was Matt Carpenter weighed 182.7, which qualified him for the 182-pound weight class and the 195-pound weight class only.
But not 220.
So he was ineligible to wrestle at 220 pounds. Now, the problem is that Delone had another guy that was eligible. But my belief is they sent the guy, they wrestled a period. I don't believe you can now pull him and put another guy out there. So I believe it's a forfeit for Littlestown. Well, the referee believes that there is for bad time. If bad time was wrestled, which it's a long convoluted story, but there's 45-minute rest before you can come back and wrestle. But I don't believe that he can because 195 has already been wrestled.
Yes. 106, 113, and 120. I think they forfeited all of them. Well, as we prepare for the 126 match, I believe Coach Gano is still trying to check out on the I think it's Artem Ricart. I believe we have Artem Ricart here for if you can, yeah. We're going to bring Tony back over as Coach Gano is actually on the phone checking out things. We're in the first period now.
Yeah, we're getting a clarification on that. Coach Gano's on the phone here. We're trying to see what happened. But 3 straight forfeits, right? We had by Littlestown there.
We've just had quite a bit of action, but not any confirmed points. Although here, I believe we do have a 2-point takedown for Littlestown.
It's Riekert and Truesdale out there. Truesdale for Littlestown, Riekert for Delone.
And the Littlestown wrestler lost his mouth guard, so we have a stop in the action, as well as adjustment of the headgear for Riekart. But it stands at 2-0 Littlestown. And we're going to start in Littlestown in the top position as we restart with 1:05 left in the first period.
Coach Gannon will be back on here shortly. He's trying to get a clarification on what happened at the 220 bout. Zach Groff then went out and pinned his Littlestown opponent. 3 forfeits later, we're at the 126.
The preliminary clarification here is that there is going to be a forfeit forthcoming for the 220 match. So as we sit officially at 24-24, there may be 6 more points coming for Littlestown. 2-0 so far in this 126 match between Truesdale and Artem Riekart. And again, we have a equipment issue with 16.6 seconds left.
Okay, folks, sorry. Had to do a little research. But unfortunately, I think Bill gave you the bad news if you're a Squire fan, that's going to be 6 points for the Bolts at 220 pounds. And Matt Carpenter is not going to be allowed to come back and wrestle. That match is now over.
there was a third point awarded to Littlestown just now for equipment violation, I believe.
Okay, so at 120, we're at 126, and we have Artem Ricard
Ricard.
and Tanner Trousdale. Okay. Now I do have a little knowledge about Mr. Trousdale. I worked with him a little bit when he was younger, and I would be careful for a cradle right here if I was the Squires. But Ricard's doing a really nice job right now moving and not giving Trousdale, and he's going to get a reversal.
And there is reversal by Ricard.
It looks like Ricard's trying to lock up his own cradle.
Chris going over to the control the shoulder.
Now, is this Ricard or is this Leonard?
I'm pretty sure this is Ricard. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not Bryce Leonard or Brett Leonard.
Looks like Trousdale's all but out for an escape, and yes.
Okay, we have an escape.
And we have a neutral position now. So that makes it 4-2 Bolts. And we've got a headlock attempt from the Squires, and they're out of bounds. So we're going to go back center. 41 seconds left in the second period. Trousdale leads 4-2.
Shot by Ricard, good sprawl. And turning him. Oh, nice. Takedown points here for Ricard. Trying to turn him over. Getting some. I think there are some back points forthcoming. We'll see here at the end of the second period. I believe there were 2 points awarded there. And we had a reversal.
Trousdale with a reversal and back points. So Ricard's in a little trouble right now.
Back and forth match.
He was able to get off his back. So we got a barn burner going on here right now. Now I don't think the back points have been awarded yet for.
Right, I believe they're forthcoming. Yeah, they're.
So yeah, there we go. We've got 3 extra back points, and it's got a 9-6. So third period, we got about a 1:10 remaining.
As they restart. Down under a minute left in the third period. Trying to turn Ricard over. 30 seconds left. I'm not sure they're going to get a fall, but I don't think he's going to get out and get a 3-point turnaround yet.
Ricard has reached back and got a half-hearted headlock, but wasn't able to follow through with it.
There we go. There was a reverse, but they're still down a point.
So we got 9-8, and we got 10 seconds left.
And it appears that's going to be where it ends, I think. That was a very close match. And you have Coach Gano stepping away again. This
who do we have here at 32 now?
One of any three, I think, from Delone, and I think two from Littlestown. This is where they're straddling weight classes.
Yeah, Delone's not going to be happy here when they put up. It's 27-24 now. Delone, who's this coming out for Delone?
This is Harrison Cole. He's a senior. He's a new to wrestling, but as a senior is a good athlete.
Harrison Cole coming out here for Delone.
So here we are at 132.
For Littlestown, it looks like Mason Hurst or McKinley Dill. Delone down 3, but in reality it's 9.
Yeah, I believe when the official things come out, it's going to be that this is that 220 was a forfeit. Harrison has a headlock, but to get back up in the neutral position.
There's Coach Gander again down. He was down conferring with the officials.
Oh.
Okay, we've got a takedown.
Very slick takedown.
And we're looking for a fall.
I'm afraid we're going to get.
Looks like we have.
That was Harrison Cole. That was Harrison Cole from the Squires. But yeah, that was one of those inexperienced wrestlers making a fatal flaw, I believe you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. You know, the only way you're going to fix those things is to keep going back out in the match. So, you know, you just have to believe in the process. If you're the boy from Delone, just keep coming back. You know, there's none. Only Cale Sanderson's the only guy I know that went undefeated in college, and he lost some matches in his career too. So,
and here comes
just part of the experience.
Here comes Fernando Gonzalez Pena.
Okay, so we're at 138 pounds.
But yeah, I don't want to belittle anybody's effort by saying anything's a moral victory, but when we have there a number of seniors coming out that I think are wrestling for the first time here at Delone. Anything they do is going to be a learn. It's going to be something
like
they're
he
learning.
got a takedown. Pretty good for an inexperienced kid.
I'm not sure he's even inexperienced. He's just an exchange student from Spain. He may have wrestled back home.
Well, that looks a little inexperienced.
Okay, that could be.
I think both young men here look a little inexperienced, quite frankly. Looks like a half Nelson. The boy from Littlestown gets to his feet. He's trying to make the return, and there's a locked hands call there against Delone Squire. So that's going to be 1 point for the Bolts. And that'll tie the score up at 2-2.
He does speak English quite well, so I don't think it's a matter of communication. It might be an experience.
I think this could be a big bout here. I believe we started at 160 pounds, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and the Squires have their two of their better wrestlers coming at the next two weight classes. as anchors here. So now I'm not sure were the points ever put up for the forfeit.
Not yet.
Okay.
There's still 6 pending.
Okay.
I
Well,
think.
this is real big. Squires need this. Yeah, the Squires lose this. I believe they're out then. Okay, so the next at the penalty chart right now, the young man from Delone has locked his hands twice, and then there was a full Nelson in there, which is also a technical violation. So at this point, the next illegal move or technical violation would result in a disqualification. So if I was the Squires, I would put that kid neutral, and every time I took him down, he would go back neutral. I'd let him go. Because otherwise, you're going to be in a position where you could be disqualified just because you're inexperienced and you're going to make some moves that you wouldn't make. Okay, there's a single leg for the Bolts, and it's going to get Mr. Pena right back into his own double leg. They're still scrambling around here, and we finally got, whoa. Okay, I believe the referee made the right call. He waved off the 2. He waved that call off.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to need to check that on the scoreboard. But right now, that should have just been 2 for the Squires. Not really sure what's going on over there with the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'm going with, yeah.
Okay, we got a barn burner, but again, folks, I would do that. I would let him go.
Yeah, so we got some 1 point for the escape. Littlestown does.
Yeah, a highly contentious match here, but the Squire coaching staff is making the right call with telling him to let his opponent up.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that's going to make him survive without another penalty.
It kind of reminds me. I know when I was a student, we the Southwestern was always blamed or accused of dumping. You know, you get 2 points for a takedown, let them go. You do that 15 times, you get a technical fall.
Yeah.
And this might be with the position that Fernando's in, might be the way to go.
Well, we had a kid by the name of Joe Elliott back in the day, and he didn't come out for wrestling until late, and that's what we did with him. We said as soon as he took him down, we said let him go, because he would lock his hands because he didn't know any better, and he won a lot of bouts for us until he figured it out.
Oh.
Tell you what, folks, if the Squires can pull this match out here, this individual bout, I can see a 39-39 tie, and then having to go to criteria to see who's going to win this dual meet. Now we got to jump through some hoops to get there to that point, but if that happens, because I believe Littlestown's going to have to forfeit one of the next 2 matches if I'm reading the weigh-in sheet right. So if they add the forfeit in, we get to 39-24. If the Squires win this bout, we're at 39-27, 2 6-point wins, and all of a sudden we got a mess that somebody's going to have to clean up.
I'm thinking third period physics is going to be interesting tomorrow because I have Fernando and Matt Carpenter in that same class. So we'll be talking about what happened and where the miscommunications were.
Well, it happens, you know. Sometimes it happens in the heat of battle. As a coach and as a competitor, we all learn from our mistakes, and you know, it seems to be we learn more from losses than we do from wins from time to time, and because those things stick in your craw, and you just say, hey, I'm not making that mistake. I know that'll never happen again, and then, you know, as you progress through your coaching career or your competitive career, you'll run into another situation.
Well, I think in general, you usually remember the things you were caught for a little bit more than the things you got away with.
Yeah.
And it does have a bigger effect on you.
Well, let's hope that that unfortunate circumstance that happened there doesn't have a bearing on this dual meet.
Right.
Unfortunately, right now it may. You know,
it could be close enough that it will.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll just have to see how it all plays out. But you know, the unfortunate thing is, in Carpenter's case, those rules are designed to keep kids like him from getting hurt wrestling against bigger kids.
And I was wondering about that. My thought was, like, well, yeah, if he can go up 2 classes and be competitive.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, you know, we used to be able to do that. We could weigh in a kid and he could wrestle 3 weight classes up. But, you know, unfortunately that changed probably 15 years ago. Anyway.
I do know things have gotten a lot more.
But anyway, I'm impressed with Mr. Pena, doing a heck of a job here. Let's see if he can pull this off. That would be quite a win for the Squires, and see if there's some chaos at the end of 39-39. Okay, Pena all but out for an escape, but Littlestown wrestlers holding on. Still has control for now. It's tenuous at best.
He can.
But now he's in a little better situation.
He's going to lose him out the back.
Okay, and we've got an escape for Pena. He's in on a double leg again. I think he's going to be able to score from this. He keeps his head up, drives through it, and that's what he did. He's got 2 takedowns.
Okay, and that ties it up.
9-9 match.
That ties it up. That is. And that's it. That was my thought. Let him go.
Yep, we went to the well once too often.
Yeah, and that was the match.
Yep, we should have let him up. They, in defense of the coaching staff, that's not their fault. They were trying to communicate that. You know, that's just inexperience. It's unfortunate. Been some bizarre things going on here.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. I have have him and Matt Carpenter in the same class. I'll talk to them both tomorrow. Yeah, with that, that is a full 6 points. That's what.
Yeah, that's going
might
to
put things out of reach.
believe.
Yep. Because again, we still have the 6 upcoming from the 220 match. I think we have Tate Nieder out here for the Squires. And here in the first period again at 1:45. We got a takedown already by Tate Nieder.
Tate's got him pretty tight. He's going to circle the head with that bar arm. He can take the chin.
You have 2-0 with 1:30 left in the first period.
Nieder just got to take his time right now. He's got plenty of time. Just get a pinning combination in and cinch it up tight, finish it correctly, and get the fall.
But now I do believe this is, we've talked about inexperienced wrestlers. This is Tate's third year. I believe he's been.
Yeah, I've watched him and had the opportunity to officiate some of his matches. He's got a lot of experience. He's got a bright future here.
Oh.
Okay, he's going back to that bar arm.
Cradle maybe? Nope.
Well, if nothing else, the viewers here are learning a lot about wrestling tonight. We've had some bizarre situations.
I know I'm learning these things. I would be unable to even explain what was going on in some of them.
These are not things that happen in a normal match. So, and here we go. He's got what we call a butcher. That far arm, pulled it across, ran out front to the head. And he's looking good for a fall. There's only 10 seconds left. If he doesn't get it this period, I really think he's going to get it before the end of the match.
Yep, he did. Oh,
and there we go.
1.5 seconds to go.
Okay, and here we've got AJ Knobloch.
Our guy's AJ Knobloch.
And I'm going to assume this is Jacob Yealy here for the Bolts. And I apologize if I'm wrong with the Littlestown wrestler. I know we have Knobloch here for the Squires. Nice single leg, low single. Watch that knee. Yep, that's a good call. That's a good call. We got to watch that young man's knee. Potentially dangerous. He stopped it so that no further action could happen. Wow, that's a nice little far dump by Jacob Yealy. I think he caught Knobloch a little off guard there. Knobloch's out with a stand-up. Turns and faces. We've got an escape, so we've got a 2-1 match.
Down under a minute to go, 2-1 Littlestown.
And we've got
AJ's
big-time shot from Knobloch. He just hasn't quite finished the shot to gain control and get the takedown. And we've got a stalemate.
Stoppage for blood. Again, 42.9 seconds to go. First period of our 152 match.
Is that blood time they're on right now? Yeah, so once you've had 5 minutes to stop the bleeding, and once the bleeding stopped, you can cut the time and request additional time to get the wrestler cleaned up and his opponent. So they're back neutral again. We still have a 2-1 score here. We got a big-time double leg for Knobloch, and he scores.
So with 3 seconds left, yeah, AJ's just going to keep. So into the first period, we have Delone 3, Littlestown 2 in our 152 match.
Okay, Littlestown wrestler has crossbody ride in. He's working on a power half. It's off a little off to the side. But, you know, Knobloch's not able to do much with this, but there's Yealy trying to pressure and pry that head. And the referee made a stalemate call. Stalemate's when you don't believe there's anything continuously happening. That's the situation is not going to resolve itself, and you give both wrestlers a restart. Okay, and we got a switch from Knobloch. That gives him a reversal and a 5-2 lead. A minute left in the second period. Boy, I'll tell you, if the Pena boy had just been able to get through that match, I think he wins it. And right now we're looking at a 39-33. And Knobloch looking for the fall. We could have had that 39-39 tie. not really sure who would have won by criteria. There is a set number of criteria that you would go to.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea even what the criteria are. So
well, the first criteria would be the most unsportsmanlike conduct penalties against either team. I do remember there was one early against.
Bryce. Bryce had one. So yeah, I think.
Now I'm not sure if that was unnecessary roughness
I think it was
or that was unsportsmanlike.
I think it was unnecessary.
Okay. So that would not be in the penalty sequence. And number 2, you would come down and go to most matches won. And in 39-39, normally you've got a 7-7 split. Then we look at 6-point victories, then we go to 5, and we go to 4. And boy, when you start getting down low, now it's first point scored or how many, who was the first point, how many total first points scored. I was lucky enough never to be involved in one of those as a coach or as an official yet, so would prefer to keep it that way. Because then you really got to rely on your scorekeepers. That's when they come in. They're crucial. So we've got Littlestown on top, losing 5-2. And out to the side, we've got 1:40 left. Knobloch to his feet. And he has not made an attempt to return him, and now has. Really not sure why Knobloch went back to the mat, because the Littlestown wrestler, you must make an attempt to return your opponent to the mat, and if you don't,
or get the escape point,
you get a stall call, and you still have the opportunity to continue and look for a reverse or an escape.
Okay. Well,
I don't think he's making much progress here looking for a
fall. Yeah, I don't know what. Oh, no.
Okay, I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, but AJ Shoulder's suspect over the years. I'm hoping.
Well, he's got 50 seconds left, and it looks like he's a little discomfort, but I don't think it's something that's going to be a match ender. I could be wrong.
But it is one of those things he's had it, and once you pop a shoulder out, you're much more likely to have it happen again and again and again.
It's unfortunate. AJ's to his feet again. He's returned. So again, Yilly looks like he's a wrestler who likes to use crossbody ride from the top position. Doing a heck of a job of riding him. He's just not getting anywhere with scoring back points. And right now he's down. We've got a stall call on the bottom wrestler. And I'm not sure if that was warranted or not. But the referee felt it was, and now he's out for one.
So what's the consequence of that stall call?
The progression is you get a warning. The second warning would become a stall, would become 1 point.
Okay.
The next warning would become another point. The third would become 2 points, and that's the progression.
Okay.
And then you'd finish it like we did with Mr. Pena. 1-1-2 DQ. Okay, but AJ with a 6-2 win, and that's going to finish it here.
Yeah, I believe that's the last match here. Oh, I was right, 3, not 6. We're still pending 6 more points for Littlestown, so I don't believe while the score here isn't official, there's no change in the outcome that's going to be coming from this. Yeah, it's going to be 4. It's going to Yes, if there was a chance to be made had AJ finished this match and gotten 6 points, and had Fernando gotten 3 for winning by points, there could have easily been a 45 all or 39 all. But again, with the score unofficial, but the outcome not in any doubt, we're going to leave here with Littlestown over the Squires for our match tonight. I want to thank Tony Weaver for his technical help and stepping in as Coach Gano's been checking on some things on the floor, and Coach Gano for his knowledge and ability to get on the phone with PIAA people and see what was going on here.
We'll be back in the air next Friday night, so January 11th for Hanover Delone boys basketball.
Hanover Delone basketball for the boys.
Always a
I
pleasure.
want to thank Coach Gano, thank Coach Weaver, and from here at the Shepherd Gym, we're going to say good night, everybody. Thank you.